Happy Halloween. Pinocchio is taking care of Thor's hammers for us this week. That thing is getting long here.
I feel so ridiculous. It even sprouted a twig.
Well, hopefully it's the complete truth and nothing but the truth when it comes to the movies.
Yeah.
Let's talk Nightcrawler and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Okay, this is a very interesting movie set in contemporary Los Angeles. Follows Jake Gyllenhaal as a Nightcrawler, a man who's struggling to find work, but he goes around listening to police scanners and following ambulances around to get sort of footage that he can sell to a local news channel.
I'm starting a TV news business.
You, get back!
I film breaking stories. Maybe you saw my item this morning, you fatal carjacking.
No, I mean, I don't have a TV.
Do you have a cell phone?
Yeah.
Does it have GPS?
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're hired.
Okay. We're taking the next right. That's stupid!
Yeah.
Okay, so I hear story is a big sell on this one. Dan Gilroy writes and directs. It's his directing debut for this. He wrote the screenplay for Born Legacy. How does he weave this together?
Very well. I mean, it's very poignant. It's very timely. It's a satirical look at the sensationalism of U.S. media and news channels. Because Renee Russo is the sort of managing editor of this struggling news station, and she'll do anything to get the shocking, provocative footage and pay any price. And he just keeps coming up with more and more interesting footage. But the way he gets it, he kind of descends a little bit more into some madness as the movie goes along. Gyllenhaal, who I traditionally years ago was not a big fan of, he has become such a phenomenal actor. He is staggering in this film. He lost a lot of weight, and he just commands every single scene. He's got such a strange, manic look and mannerism to him. But the twists and turns in the movie keep coming, and it does strain credulity, though. It's not really realistic, and that's sort of where it lost me. It became a little bit in terms of like a heightened sense of reality. But Renee Russo's great. Gyllenhaal carries the film himself, and Bill Paxton has a very effective small role. But it's a great look at the noir sort of underbelly of contemporary LA, and really asks the question, how far will you go to get a story? And really brings home that whole adage of, if it bleeds, it leads.
How many hammers for Nightcrawler there, Pinocchio?
Really enjoyed this film. I'm going to go with 4 hammers, and that is no lie.
It's a real deal.
Yeah.
Okay, quickly on Horns, and this one's an interesting one because it's not in theaters this weekend.
No, it had a small release on Monday for a one-time sort of showing, but it's on video on demand, so if you want to have a night in and check it out, Daniel Radcliffe stars in Horns, and this actually has a local connection because it was all shot in Vancouver, Mission, and Squamish. Beautifully done, so you'll recognize a lot of local areas. He plays, this is based on a best-selling book, a guy who has to find the murderer of his girlfriend. Meanwhile, he starts sprouting these horns. And when people come in contact with him and the horns, they start telling him their darkest, innermost thoughts and desires and secrets. So it's actually a little bit of a comedy in parts and a fantasy horror as well. Now, Radcliffe is fantastic in this movie. He's so much fun to watch. He's so formidable in the role. And, I never thought for a second I'm watching Harry Potter. The guy has done such a great job of branching out and taking meatier roles. The movie does get a little bit silly towards the last half hour, but it's a very interesting little thriller. It's got a good story, some great characters. If you just don't take it too seriously, I didn't think it was sort of like a great film like Nightcrawler, but it's very amusing and very apropos for Halloween.
And a very plausible plot line, clearly, with the horns and all. How many hammers, Pinocchio?
I'm going 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. Okay. Pinocchio has spoken. Hopefully you get out to the theaters this weekend. Listen, we're going to take a break very shortly.